I'm me, you're you, and this is Wiggly's Book Club, episode 005. Wiggly's Book Club is brought to you fortnightly for free, no money. The books are read by Wiggly live from Sloppy Joe's Bar, located conveniently in downtown Easton, Pennsylvania. Make sure you don't park your car in front of the hillbilly's house. Check the calendar on giantmediaball.com for playtimes. Without further ado, let's go live to Wiggly and Sloppy Joe's Bar for tonight's reading of the 1965 WPIX classic, Soupy Sales, Fun and Activity Book. Wiggly? Okay, what have we got today? Let's see. All right, for boys and girls 8 to 12, 39 cents this would run you. This is some. It looks like, you would say it would look like a coloring book, but it's not. It's a little bit. It's 8.5 by 11, I would say, and it's a nice hardcover. And quite more high quality than a coloring book. Soupy Sales, Fun and Activity Book. Oh, it's like an activity book. Have fun with TV's favorite Soupy Sales. New tricks, games, and things to do. Let's see here. We have games, puzzles, mazes, pictograms, things to cut out and make, tricks, shadow pictures, and riddles. Shadow pictures shows you how to make what looks to me like an elephant. Right there with your... Pardon me, I need a little drink. Got some Stella here. Take a little swig of that. I got my Moxie. A little bit of that. Chaser. Starting things off early. Soupy Sales Fun and Activity Book, illustrated by Tony Tallarico, published by Treasure Books, a division of Grosset and Dunlap, Inc., 51 Madison Avenue, New York, 10010. Introduction. Here's a book. I'm sorry if I bumped the mic. This is a live show. Introduction. Here's a book of puzzles, games, and stunts that can be played or made up as fast as you come to them, providing double fun. Stunts? That doesn't seem safe. While some of the pages can be traced or copied, it may be better to remove them from the book and paste them onto cardboard to use as permanent games. Fortunately, I have not done that with these. Others, like mazes, and mazes are going to be, I can imagine, are going to be great for radio. Others, like mazes, with the double hyphen, thank you very much for taking a dramatic pause there, can be worked out in the book itself and kept as a record of your accomplishment. There's fun for all the family in this book, as well as all the other volumes of this series. Fun is preparing the games and stunts. Fun in preparing the game and stunts. Fun in doing them, fun in watching them. So get started at once and work right on through, remembering that each new page will bring another surprise. That is something you will find out for yourself once you try it. Now, if you don't know who Soupy Sales is, he had his own show. I'm not sure he was based strictly out of the New York area, but I saw him. I lived near Philadelphia and Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at the time. And he was a funny man. He would be on different shows, and he had his own Soupy Sales show. And there's one particular funny, he had White Fang, was one of his guests. It was just a hand. It would ring the doorbell, and it would talk like, and it would understand White Fang. It was just a hand, a furry hand. And I think there might have been Black Fang, too. And so he was actually, wait a minute. Yeah, WPIX, right? Yeah, WPIX. Soupy Sales Show. So he do that. One time he went to the door and they played a blooper on him, and you can find these on some blooper VHS tapes if you look real hard. And it was a stripping girl, and let me tell you, I felt my pocket up quite a bit at this black and white stripping girl. And he just lost it on set. Of course, they didn't show that on the set. It was from some type of thing. Copyright 1965 by Soupy Sales, WMC. All rights reserved under international and Pan-American copyright conventions. Published simultaneously in Canada. That's good. Canadians did not have to wait for the Soupy Sales Fun and Activity book to come out. They got it the same time America did. Printed in the United States of America. I'm getting pretty dyslexic at this point. I've been drinking a little bit before the show. Don't drink, kids. Contents. Things to make is on 4. Soupy's greeting cards on 5. How to draw Soupy Sales 6. A pie game 9. How to make a Soupy skydiver. Well, that should be interesting if I make it to page 10. Soupy Zoo It Yourself Kit. Am I recording? 503. Thank you, 503. Zoo It Yourself Kit. That sounds like a pun. Soupy's Do It Yourself Report Card. That would have come in handy. Soupy's All Occasion Card. Monkey Business Cards is on 16. Soupy's Bulletin Board 17. A Soupy Surprise is on 18. Now, wait a minute. I just read it's going to be a surprise on page 18. What that sort of... Soupy says you got puzzles and games, 26. What's wrong with Soupy, 27. Soupy rides again. Who am I, 30. I might have to jump to 30. Soupy's Rich Cat. Rich Cat, wow, 32. The Money Bowl. Blacktooth's Revenge. Blacktooth, maybe that was Blacktooth and White Fang. Let Soupy Sales Have It on 36. Pairing Soupy's Tie. Pairing Soupy's Tie, 30. Soupy's New Hat, 40. Soupy's Secret Message, Laugh and Color, and then Answers on 63. Things to make. Cut out the next page along the solid lines. Fold on dotted lines as directed. Color and send to a friend who doesn't care if you send the very best. This is a beautiful... this is multicolor print. I see some pages there. It's just one color on black and white, probably registry and just on the plain paper. This one has a nice cyan color added to it. Things to make, and it's a Soupy greetings cards, and I have to turn it all different ways. I remember doing these types of cards for people. So the front would read, "Don't feed lemons to your cat." And it's a picture of a lemon cut in half. And Soupy's on the inside drawing of him and says, "Or you'll have a sour puss. Happy birthday from," and you put your name in there, "and Soupy Sales 2. T-O-O, not the second Soupy Sales, which I don't think there ever was a second Soupy Sales. How to draw Soupy Sales. And then our model is Soupy Sales over there. Follow step by step as shown on the next page. And it shows you actually drawing the pencil sketch, the wireframe, the frame of your lines. Now, they did wrong. They drew the line that's supposed to be through your eyes as his eyebrow. So it's kind of odd there. But then the rest of it, they flesh it out. So it's kind of neat that they show you how to start the sketch 1, 2, and 3. If it was too difficult, try drawing him this way. And you turn the page, and it's Soupy's head getting hit with a pie in the face. His big thing was the pie in the face, by the way. That was his other big claim to fame. He would always get hit with a cream pie. Chief Pie in the Face is the name of this character here. We're going to get to page 10. I'm at 9. And then we're at 822. The pie game. First of all, cut out the pies and paste them on pennies. Oh, that's interesting. There's little pies here. Now, this is done in like a mustard color. I'm going to say a burnt umber or ochre. Is that what it was? I can't remember. Burnt. I need a drink. A little pipe. And some Fresca. And a little bit of my homemade Diet Cola and Captain Morgan's private stock. little sip of that. Getting ready to go to the trough with Chizzy after this episode. Then cut along the target, along the dotted lines, and place it on a flat surface. You and a friend can then take turns tossing pies from a short distance away. Whoever gets the most points wins. Now for the puzzle. Try to make the score exactly 100. How many pies are needed, and where must they land? The answer, in case you give up, is on page 63, which we'll never get to. So you get your little pies, you tape them on pennies, and then the targets are not clear circles like a dartboard. They're actually kind of wavy rectangular circles, rectilinear circles, and they're very wavy. The innermost is 40, then you go to 39, then 24, 23, 17, and 16. So from those numbers, figure out how you get 100. Hope you're writing that down. How to make a Soupy sail skydiver. Now this, I love skydivers. I love to get anything with a parachute on it, and that would be so fun. And I drop it off. I would drop it off the balcony of a second floor of Sloppy Joe's, or I would just chuck it up in the air. Army men throw it out of a tree, off a roof. It was so fun to do this. And this is a Soupy sail skydiver, and I got to tell you, I want to make a photocopy. I want to make some type of a textile print of Soupy here because it's beautiful. It's his front and his side, and it's not super deformed. It's sort of crazy super deformed, but isometric, like you're looking down on him, but it's not in perspective. It's not a perspective looking down. It's just that everything towards the top of him is quite large, and then it narrows down to the bottom where it's quite small at his feet. Yes, you can make a Soupy drop from the blue. They came up with a name for what the Soupy sails parachuter was going to be. The drop from the blue. How am I doing on time? 11:32. I get 11:30. You need a paper napkin, 4 pieces of thin string, each piece about 12 inches long, and a paper clip or 2. Tie the end of the string around the corner of the paper napkin. Tie the other strings around the other corners in the same way. Now tie the string ends together and attach a small weight, such as a paper clip or 2. Use the cut-out figure of Soupy on the opposite page by backing it with a small strip of cardboard inside each part before folding it and attaching it to the parachute strings as shown. So what you do is you stick the paperclip inside of him so his hands are sort of hanging, grabbing some of the strings almost, not really. Attaching the parachute strings as shown, this will permit Soupy to drop straight. You now have a paper parachute that can be dropped down a stairway or from a window if no breeze is blowing. Parachutists often yell, "Geronimo!" as they leave an airplane. When you drop Soupy, I don't know why someone else is saying drop Soupy, you may yell for him, "Help!" And then it has an illustration of how to put it together and all that business. Soupy Do-It-Yourself Kit. Now, this is all in that burnt umber color, and it's different types of cages. Some look like a bird cage, some look like a circus, some are like, I don't know what, one's a gate fence, and then they all have areas that look like they would be placard, because they're just blank white areas. Here are 4 empty cages in the zoo, just waiting you to fill them with your own animals. Take your crayons or paintbrush in hand and draw in the animals. Make up your own, if you like. Write in their names in the space provided in front of each cage. I probably would have not done that. Let's see what other fun and activity books there are before I get going. 39 cents will get you these books, 4 Seasons, Out of This World, People, Places, and Things, Tricks, Games, and Puzzles, Travel Time, the United States, Soupy Sails, and Bewitched. Soupy Sails, 39 cents, that's right. Crossword puzzle books are 59 cents. The adults can afford the 59 cents. This is on the back of the book by Treasure Books, New York, New York, a division of Grosset and Dunlap Inc. Crossword puzzles, I won't read that. Crossword puzzles grade 2, crossword puzzles grade 3, crossword, this is very interesting, grade 4, crossword puzzles grade 5, animal crossword puzzles grade 4, famous people crossword puzzles grade 5. So I guess these aren't for adults unless you're a very stupid adult. But then again, this book is for 3 to 12. It's weird. I really enjoy it, and I'm 49. What does that say? Famous people crossword puzzles grade 5, oh, Jesus. Fairy tales you got? Here we go. The Old Testament grade 4 and 5, the New Testament grade 4 and 5. Oh, man. That's teaching hate to children. Soupy do-it-yourself report card. At last, a report card you can fill in yourself. It's for the Soupy Sales School, and school is spelled S-K-O-O-L. Report card, name, address, class, English. You could put your own grade there, social studies, mathematics, spelling, history, conduct, days absent, days present, and comments. And you put and then the parent's signature goes on there. I don't know. It sounded, the setup, the premise is funnier than the delivery right there. Chase is better than the catch, and Stella. Delicious. And a little bit of Fresca Chaser. Tell you what, a chaser really helps. Soupy's all occasion card, write in the event and color the car. This one only has one picture. And on the picture, on the front is Soupy. If you don't know Soupy, he's, I guess he's a goofy looking character. He likes to make funny faces, and he wore this very odd tie. It was a bow tie, but it's also like a mini scarf. It's not like a bow like a girl would wear in her hair because it's sort of curled up, but it's a weird type of bow. So he's got that on. This is a drawing. He's playing a little tiny flute. It says, toot, 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 ta, announcing, ... And then it would say, it has the letter A already filled in for you. You need to write something. And then it says on the other side, from, and then a whole long area, and Soupy Sales 2. T-O-O. What am I doing on time? 17. Holy shit. Monkey business cards. Here is your chance to go into business for yourself using Soupy Silly business cards. So you write these are business cards. They're done in this black register, and then you also have that mustard color, spicy mustard. And so you put your name in there. It says this is the card that you would cut on the dotted lines. Brain surgeon. While you wait, no job too small. Next card, official USA candy tester. You write your name. Then it says private. And then a very childish picture of an eyeball, and then you write your name in there. And then it has a picture of a television. It's old style. It has legs on the bottom, and the television screen is quite rounded on the edge, and then it's smiling. A smiley face in there. It says TV watching service. You put your thing in there. Here's a fella. He's blowing out. He's blowing big wind out of his mouth, blowing into it. And there's 3 candles with their flames flickering opposite the direction of the wind. It says, Birthday Candle Extinguishing Company. And you write your name. And here it says, Bit Fingernail Inspector. Write your name. Bit Fingernail. Anyone who bites their fingernails, you inspect that. Next one is Whale Watching. We will watch your whale while you are away. Sign your name on that. It's quite funny. And then the Soupy Sales Salad Salesman. And you write your name on there, which is more of a tongue twister than it is an actual funny joke. Cut out cards along dotted lines, print your name on each one, and that's page 16. Soupy's bulletin board. This is it's a dotted line, rectangular with, I would say, maybe about a We have about 20 pixel rounded edges here. And it says Soupy says, S-E-Z, it's hyphenated. Soupy says, and it's just this brown rectangle block with a black outline. It says, cut out along the dotted lines, paste it on heavy cardboard, hang it up on a wall, and put reminder notes on it with tacks or pins. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, if I can make a book, if I could sell a book to kids, and it would just be Wiggly's bulletin boards, that would be an amazing way to bilk children out of money. And I just put on there, cut out this brown box on this piece of newspaper, and put it on cardboard, and it's your bulletin board. A Soupy surprise. Now this looks amazing. It's Soupy's head with his goofy tie. Now this is more like a bow tie, and it's just Soupy's smiling stupid head. And what you do is you cut this out, color before cutting out and folding, and it has all these fold lines, and it makes you fold it in a zigzag. Cut out the long strip on the opposite page and fold it back along the solid lines running from top to the bottom. Then pleat it along the dotted line, cross lines. Paste the bottom fold to the inside of an empty match pack, or some small transparent adhesive tape to hold it there. Close the flap of the packet, pressing it beneath the striking surface, just as if it contained matches. When the packet is opened, up pops Soupy. Surprise! Surprise your kids playing with matches. That's fantastic. Soupy says, now, wait a minute. I can't have two different things called Soupy says. I guess you can. Soupy says, I don't know what you're supposed to do with these. Maybe just look at them. Don't bite your nails, especially if you're a carpenter. Soupy says, don't play with Daddy's pipe. He doesn't smoke your toys. These are actually pretty good. Well, to me they are. Things always look greener in the other guy's wallet. These are great for kids. 8. Don't let grass grow under your feet. It tickles. Girls who eat sweets take up 2 seats. Oh my! How horrible! I love it. If you can't brush after every meal, comb. I'm going to use these. Now it's a picture of Soupy, and I don't know why he's like hunched over and he's pointing his finger. Mark my words, and mark them well, with crayons. And these have the double dashes as your pauses. How am I doing on time? 22, 26. Burp, by the way. A little bit more Stella. I'm blitzed. Wow. That was a nice gulp. Kids don't drink. A little bit of pipe. There's nothing in it. Just horrible taste from taking a cover off because taking a tobacco. So yeah, now these ones you colored. Now the last one, the Soupy says, had that brownish outlines around the little Soupy says rectangles. These ones don't. When you color them with crayons, whatever color you want to be around side the different mark my words. Love your enemies. Boy, will it confuse them. Don't cry over spilled milk. There's enough water in it already. A cow tit juice because they drink milk, or because they drink water, or because they water down the milk. I don't know. Show me a beatnik bird that sings, and I'll show you a hairy canary. This is great for an 8-year-old. A beatnik. Before you hang your clothes, make sure they get a fair trial. Great for kids. Hang people. Don't bite your nails. They're for hanging up things. Now that's kind of, come on now. If your biscuits look pink, maybe you're crawler blind. Here's some more Soupy says. And should maybe take us to the end. I don't know. Here's White Fang. It says, White Fang, please, I'd rather write them myself. And it's Soupy writing these. He's wearing a sweater, of course. And White Fang's, like I said, he's just a hairy paw. He's on the side just waving at him. Show me a baby with... Now, these are outlined in like a reddish. Reddish. Show me a baby with fever, and I'll show you a hotsy-totsy. Yeah, baby with a fever. Always funny. Sick babies. Don't play in the street. Might get that rundown feeling. Do a good turn every day, even if it makes you dizzy. Now, see, he's running out of jokes here. The first one's keeper, second page, third page. Where there's a will, there's a relatives. There are relatives. Now, that's unfortunately sad, because it's true. If you want to create a big stir, build yourself a prison. Do a stretch and a stir, I guess. It's better to give than receive, especially if it's a punch in the nose. I feel like I've read that before on some show. Puzzles and Games. Puzzles and Games 2541. What's wrong with Soupy? See how many things you could find wrong with the picture below, then check the answers with those on page 63. Okay, well, he's wearing like a windbreaker. He doesn't do that. There's stripes on his shoulder. He's got a goatee. He's wearing a eye patch. He has 3 arms, 3 hands. He's got a polka dot tie on, a drop-down tie. And he's got the Superman emblem on his sweatshirt. His door also has a little peephole that you would use during the Prohibition years. That's what I'm going to say. Now you got a picture of Soupy dressed like the Lone Ranger. He's got a mask on, 2630. And he's riding silver, I'm assuming. He's also got a lasso. It's a Soupy Rides Again. Soupy Sales has been called to Hollywood to be in a cowboy picture. He is supposed to be playing the part of the famous Masked Rider. Oh, that's right. He did the Masked Rider. Instead of putting on a mask, Soupy has on a blindfold. Oh, he does. It doesn't have eye holes. He would just have to depend on you to lead him to the movie set. Trace a line to show him the way. This is a maze. I'm going to start at the start, not cheat by starting at the finish. Okay, I'm going to take this path, going down, take a, dead end. Okay, start there, go around. I got it! Second try. No challenge. 2717. Who am I? After Soupy's television show, another show came on telling the story of some famous Americans. See if you can identify these people, color them. The first guy is T-A-E. Theodore, Aviator, Eater. The second is George Washington, I know that. The third is D.D.E., and he looks like a military person. D.D.E. David Dennett Engelbert. JFK. That's stupid. It says JFK because it gives their initials, by the way. So it's JFK. Here's the Babe. Hank Aaron. I guess they want you to say John F. Kennedy. Here's HK. HK, you've got like a bouffant. Helen Keller. This must be a lady. Here's KC. Now he looks like to me Hamlet. DDE, I know this DDE. Who's the guy that was Patton? Well, that's not Patton. So let's see who the first guy was. I'm going to turn to page 63. Who am I? I'm going to turn to page 63. Soupy's Rich Money Bowl. What's wrong with, who am I? Famous Americans are Thomas Alva Edison. Oh, that was a bad drawing. But TAE, that makes sense. Dwight David Eisenhower. Eisenhower. I knew, it's very familiar, but I just couldn't get it. KC is Kit Carson. Oh, now I feel stupid. I don't even know who that is. Helen Keller and Babe Ruth. Okay, I got everybody. And I just want to tell you at the end, before I toss back to the studio, it's Soupy's clapping his hands. Great drawing. It's got a really neat aqua type of color, the cyan. Nice going, gang. You got through the whole book. We didn't, but that's all we got time for. Back to me in the studio. Thank you, Wiggly. We hope that you've enjoyed tonight's episode of Wiggly's Book Club. To own your own copy of Soupy Sales' Fun and Activity Book, write to Tony Fox Sales, care of WPIX. Be sure to include your SAS and tape 13 pennies to the side panel. The management would also like to apologize. Tonight's secret surprise celebrity guest, Soupy Sales' son, Hunt Sales, could not make the program. He was too busy listening to Todd Rundgren complain about how he used to play stadiums instead of dive bars. For Wiggly and the entire crew of Wiggly's Book Club, I'm Wiggly. Until next time, remember, RIP. Reading is fundamental.